Hello Internet, and welcome to a new week of Bazzle Spot Live. We're still here, actually the capture card's still working, which is some kind of miracle really, but still using this team. I will do for a bit longer, either just this week or maybe next week as well too, seeing as I've only really been doing 3 videos a week, which is only 3 videos, it's not that many, is it really? Maybe I'll do it another week with this team too, just so that, oh there we go, the game straight away, just so that I'm doing more than 6 videos with this team. So maybe next week we'll do this team as well. Then who knows? But we find someone Azul from Spain with a very interesting team. So Xerneas, like I'm actually quite annoyed how common Xerneas Rayquaza is this year, because like it's acceptable to use it now, whereas like back in 16 the trailblazer that I am. Looked down on for using it. I loved the combination, and now everyone's using it. But Incineroar and Finny are 2 very, very, very common partners for it. It won a big tournament, didn't it? The European International Tournament with Nihilego and Amoongus. I think I've just broken the pen I've been probably annoying you with for the past week. But he's got a Steelix and a Zapdos. Zapdos has probably got Roar. Steelix hits Xerneas very hard. So how do you want to do this? Again, I should know my matchups. I should know what to do, but I'm sat here messing around, not thinking. So I'm going to go Blastoise, Xerneas, with Rayquaza, and I think Volcarona in the back. I think Volcarona is quite important here. But yeah, I have literally just broken this pen. Oh well, I'll survive. But yeah, I don't know. It's always funny playing against other Xerneas Rayquaza teams, because it's just a game of who's Xerneas, like who gets their Xerneas into the better position first, sort of thing, isn't it? And this is an interesting position too, because I've got the fake out advantage, if you want to put it that way here. I can fake out before his Incineroar, so I can maybe fake out the Xerneas and try and Geomancy, or fake out his Incineroar and try and Geomancy, and do Geomancy, but trade Geomancies. Because he's probably going to go for a fake out into my Xerneas, surely. Like, I feel like he has to. Let's just trade fake outs. Let's not try and make any super special read or anything. Let's just try and trade fake outs. The only downside to this... Oh, okay. The only downside to this is this Steelix. That's Rayquaza. The downside to this is that maybe he doesn't know Blastoise gets fake out. I don't know. The downside I was going to say to this was that, just the chip damage on my Xerneas, because his fake out would have done a bit more than my fake out, but I've got the Geomancy boost here, and he hasn't, so I'm instantly in a, obviously I'm instantly in a much better position, but the Rayquaza on the European winning team was Assault Vested, so I'm wondering if this Assault Vest is if this Rayquaza is Assault Vested or not as well, because if it is, a +2 Moonblast, well, a +2 Moonblast will get it, but a +2 Dazzling Gleam won't. So if it's Focus Sash, I can't knock it out before it gets to attack me either way. So I'm thinking of Moonblasting, because I think it might be Assault Vested. Like, the team looks like it's inspired by Paydo's team. It was Paydo, I'm pretty sure. And I'm actually going to Roar his Xerneas here as well, thinking that he might be trying to Geomancy himself. Oh, it's just going for an extreme speed. Okay, so that doesn't look like banded damage. Maybe it is Assault Vested. He's not Megaing it, so maybe he's got Steelix in the back. And I hope he Geomancies here. Yeah, nice one. So Blastoise doing some more business. I like how the weather changes so much here in Scotland. Like, it was sunny, and now it's sunny but raining at the same time. It's quite nice having... well, sometimes it's nice having weird weather, but I suppose when you want to pick what you want to wear for the day, it puts a spanner in the works sometimes. But Incineroar, and I'm expecting Steelix to come in. Like, the only reason he wouldn't have megaed his Rayquaza there is because he has got a Mega Steelix in the back. I mean, it's either Xerneas or whatever the other one. It is Steelix. Yeah, a nice one. And it's shiny as well, too, which will be released in Pokemon Go very soon. In fact, it might be out now already. So, my Blastoise has still got its Z move. I can Hydro Vortex that Steelix and knock it out in one. He's got Fake Out. I just feel like it's really, really obvious of me to protect my Xerneas. He's probably gonna fake out my Blastoise, like he has to, hasn't he? But I haven't got Protect on it, so I've got to just try and Hydro Vortex the Steelix here. My Xerneas, I think I'll Protect. This does feel too safe. This only goes wrong if he's got Roar on either of his Pokemon, which he could do. Or if he has some way to knock out my Blastoise with his Steelix. Like, I don't think... Like, Thunderfang? Does it get that? Yeah, okay, so he does just Gyro Ball straight into the Xerneas. Alright, that's okay. I'm alright with that turn. And I'm pretty sure a Hydro Vortex base power 200 just one-shot Steelix here. But do I want to be just extra safe and just Dazzling Gleam instead? I think I will just Dazzling Gleam instead. Instead of Moonblast. I could Water Spout, but... Water Spout, Dazzling Gleam. I just want to see the Water Spout animation, really, but I mean, it's just a lot smarter to go for the Hydro Vortex here into the Steelix. Steelix could easily Protect, but I'm Dazzling Gleaming instead of Moonblasting just because I want to be ultra sure that... okay, good job I didn't Hydro Vortex then. Just because I wanted to be sure that the combination did knock out the Steelix, but also, you know, a bit of extra damage onto the Incineroar as well, too. Honestly, Wide Guard did not come into my consideration there. When I think of Steelix, like normally when I look at Pokemon that learn Wide Guard pops into my head, but not with Steelix. I was not expecting that that Wide Guard at all, but we'll find out now if Hydro Vortex does one-shot it. I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, it's super effective. Of course it's super effective. It's base 200 with Stab on top. That's 600. That's a lot of damages. But yeah, so it turns out Moonblast would have been better, but does it really matter? Because I think we win now. I mean, if we don't win from this position, then something's gone terribly wrong, hasn't it? But I think, yeah. So he might protect his Xerneas and Flare Blitz my Xerneas. I've still got Volcarona and Rayquaza in the back. So even if he does do that, I'm just gonna get some damage with Dazzling Gleam. If he doesn't, then his Xerneas is taking a lot of damage. Yeah, but that is what's happening. And I'm not fearing really anything from the Incineroar with my Blastoise. So a Water Spout and a Dazzling Gleam should knock it out. Unless maybe this just puts it in berry range, which it doesn't. Yeah, so we just needed to attack there and we're good. So Blastoise doing more business. Blastoise is the proper little businessman now, isn't it? It's really good, actually. Pokemon Blue was my first ever Pokemon game as well, too. So it's nice that I'm actually using Blastoise for once. Also played a Blastoise in UK Nationals in 2013. Hello, Mike, if you're watching. With Follow Me. Unfortunately, if Blastoise got Follow Me now, it would be very, very good, and a lot more people would be using it, but it doesn't. It was one of those GameCube games, I think, that gave it Follow Me, like XD Gale of Darkness or whatever it was called. It was one of those that gave it Follow Me, just like Magmar and Electabuzz got Follow Me as well. But yeah, we're not doing too badly. Blastoise was actually very good in that game. And Barber from Italy with a Komodo, and a Kangaskhan, and a Crobat, and some other Pokemon, an Incineroar and a Xerneas, and a Groudon. I'm not sure he'll go Komodo route against me. I've got 2 fairies. And only one fighting weakness that I'm probably not likely to bring against him. I'm worried about the Crobat tailwinding, and then the Groudon sweeping. And maybe Xerneas a little bit as well. But I think I'm going to go with Blastoise again and Coco. I think. With Rayquaza and Xerneas in the back. I seem to be using these 4 quite a bit, don't I? Blastoise was okay last week in that game where they had the Bronzong. And Volcarona, I did bring Volcarona last game, didn't need it. Volcarona hasn't really done too much for us since I've been recording this, has it? But I do still like it. I've used Volcarona probably more than anyone else, to be honest. I'm sticking with Volcarona for now. But no, when I do start building a new team, it'll probably be completely different to this. But yeah, Kangaskhan Crobat, kind of a predictable lead. That's why I've gone with Coco. But Blastoise gave us some options for Groudon, if he led with that. And now, well, he just fakes out my Coco, doesn't he, really? There's no point in my Blastoise going for a fake out on anything here. I'm just wondering if I go for an Icy Wind or if I go for a Water Spout. I think I'm going to go for a Water Spout. I could easily get damaged here. But definitely Electro Web. But I think my Coco's going to get flinched here. Don't think he'll just bring the Groudon in. He could have done, looking at my 2 Pokemon. He's only really got a Nature's Madness to fear, I suppose, or an Icy Wind, maybe, but presumably he's Tailwinding. He's not even taken out, and Kangaskhan avoids the Electro Web, which is kind of frustrating. Is he just attacking my Blastoise then? So he's Tailwinding. He's double edging the Coco, okay. Which knocks me out. I wonder how much this full power Water Spout is going to do. Because if it knocks out his Kangaskhan, then it doesn't knock anything out, and that was quite pitiful actually. But both those Pokemon are in extreme speed range for my Rayquaza now. But at the same time, both of them can do some nasty things. I need my Sash intact. I put Rayquaza out, if I put Xerneas out, I'm going to get taunted, aren't I? I'm going to put Xerneas out. But if I knock both of his Pokemon out, I can't roar his Xerneas when it sets up. But I could Geomancy on his Geomancy. Maybe. So I'm going to Icy Wind here and protect. Because that means I don't think he'll double into the. He might. Like if he doubles into my Blastoise here, then well done. But I think he has to taunt my Xerneas. He has to stop me Geomancying. I mean, very well played if he ignores my Xerneas here, which he could do actually. I mean, the taunt is very obvious, so you know I'm obviously going to play around it. But you'd think he'd want to be safe. Oh, it's just double edging the Blastoise. Hope we survive. Yeah, we do. And because the Icy Wind actually hit his Crobat and not the Kangaskhan. Yeah. And he's realizing now what he's just done. Yeah, so so actually I was complaining about the Icy Wind the Electro Web miss on the Kangaskhan. Actually it's kind of helped me that turn, but that was a very nice move on his behalf because I could have Geomanted there. Yeah, that was smart on his side. I mean, obviously in hindsight, it's it's very easy to look at in hindsight, isn't it? I should have Geomanted there. So if I did try and Geomancy, if it taunted me and knocked out both of his Pokemon, this turn I wouldn't have had any options to protect or try and match his Geomancy. But I could have switched in my Rayquaza and maybe Z'd his Groudon, but because it wouldn't be as damaged. Maybe. If it'd done the same thing as last turn. Oh, I don't know actually. Because now literally he does just Geomancy and Precipice Blades. I don't think like there's no way he's not targeting my Blastoise here. Like he will be Geomancying, but he has to Precipice Blades as well. So I'm just gonna go for an Icy Wind and a Geomancy. I could switch in my Rayquaza here, but because it is going to be a Precipice Blades, and then I would have had another Fake Out, but then what does that actually get me? Precipice Blades is going to do a lot of damage. Oh, is he roaring? He's in Tailwind. Is he roaring my Xerneas? He must be. Unless it's a very, very, very slow Groudon for whatever reason. I'm not even sure if it can be that slow. Yeah, he's roaring. So that was a good play on 2 levels, because it means I can't stop him getting the Geomancy there. If I did go for the cheeky play of bringing in Rayquaza and Hydro-Vortexing the Groudon, then actually that would have worked out, wouldn't it? So that didn't cover everything. Wow, yeah, okay. So I should have gone for the cheeky play. I thought he had to target my Blastoise, but that's me going too far into my head, isn't it there? And I don't think there's any way that I can win this now. That was a very cheeky. He's made some good moves in this game. And it's games like this that make me think I play in such a predictable way sometimes. And now he just has to Dazzling Gleam and Fire Punch Mario Parter again, and he wins unless unless I get a critical hit with my Dragon Ascent, maybe. So, there's not much I can do here, is there? Just throw some attacks off and hope. Yeah, he made some very nice moves. So the turn, yeah, he played that he played that game very nicely. The turn when he had the Kangaskhan and Crobat out, and didn't realize that his Crobat was slower than Kangaskhan. I could have Geomanted with my Xerneas, and like I was saying, it's such an obvious move. Obviously, I'm going to play around it, so he just didn't go for it. And the Roar as well. So obviously, in hindsight, I would have Geomanted on the turn where I didn't, and no critical hits, and I would have switched in Rayquaza where my Xerneas was and gone for the HYD-ROAR into his Groudon, because that would have won the game, I think, as well there too, maybe. He still would have Geomanted, but it would have been Xerneas alone versus my Xerneas at full, my Rayquaza at full still, and a bit of Blastoise. I think I would have won there. I just thought that he was going to press his blades. Roar isn't that common on Groudon, but it is a bit of a thing. I mean, it's one of those annoying moves that, like, when it's used right, it wins games, like there. And it's not a very common move, so you don't really... And everything learns it as well, too, so it's not like it's a move that you can sort of anticipate coming many times. There's only a few Pokemon that Roar is actually quite common on, like stuff like Zapdos. Like I would always, in a format like this, expect Roar on. But yeah, he played that nicely. And Ben straight away from the United Kingdom, using Team. Okay, I wonder if this is Ben Kiriaku, because he's been using some wild stuff like this lately, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I've said it a million times. He did play that nicely. Like, expected me to not Geomancy when I could have, and maybe he wasn't expecting like a Z Water from the Groudon, but because he did Roar my Xerneas, I could have switched in, and because Roar is a lower priority, my HYD-ROAR would have gone first, and all the rest of it. But let's try and focus on this one now then, because if it is Ben, then it'll probably be a tough game, but he's got a very fast team. Like, Lunala can learn Trick Room, but I don't think there is going to be any Trick Rooms here. 3 potential Tailwind users. So I'm thinking Coco and maybe Rayquaza leading here, with Xerneas in the back and Scrafty. If I can get rid of the Lily, Scrafty actually looks pretty good here. That was a very long first game, wasn't it? That was just one game, wasn't it? Maybe I'm like actually losing my mind and forgetting that we've already done 2. But I think that was just one game. If it wasn't, then let me know in the comments that I actually am going mad and it was in fact 2. But Lunala, Kyogre. Okay, so both restricted Pokemon just fling out like that. Surely his Kyogre is the one feeling more threatened here. But this Lunala is the one that's going to give me some issues, because that's the one with the speed control on it. Like, I think if he was going to be safe, he'd protect the Kyogre and maybe try and Tailwind. But I don't know who this is. But I'm going to try and double into the Lunala. So is the problem playing someone at like 1,500. You never know how good they are. Not that you can really base any judgment on rating, but you just never know, do you? So Kyogre, okay, yeah, so he's playing it safe. Kyogre, just protect. Please hit. Yeah, so Nature's Madness hits. And this should be a knockout on Lunala. Unless it's ridiculously bulky. His team didn't look like it had any kind of Trick Room mode. So I don't see why this Lunala should have bulk in it. But yeah, this does take it down. Fantastic. Really good turn 1 there then. I mean, in front of a Tabakoko, you don't know at this point, turn 1, you don't know if it's a Z Electric, you don't know if it's anything really. Obviously, you don't have any information on it. So you're going to feel threatened there. But what's he going to bring out now? Has he got a Scarflalet in the back? Yeah, well, here it comes. This is the thing that's going to give us some issues now. But I think I'm quite happy to just protect with my Rayquaza and Electro Web here, because I will survive a modest max Psychic Train boosted Psychic. I am Assault Vested with my Tabakoko, which I haven't actually mentioned, but I'm sure you've probably figured out by now. Kyogre, is this Manectric coming in? No, Katana, okay. Oh, Psychic Seed. That's interesting. I do know Ben Kuriaki was on about Psychic Seed right at the beginning, Kartana, right at the beginning of 15, wasn't 17, wasn't he? I wonder if this is him. Either way, we get the Electric Web off. Lower both their speeds. And I know that I've got a guaranteed Dragon Ascent into the Lele slot, because I know that that is Scarf. Either, if I do target that slot, either Lele is going down, or Kyogre is going to take a good chunk of damage as well. But then I'm leaving Kartana open to do nasty, naughty business. I've got Xerneas in the back, and I've got Scrafty in the back. So, Kartana is not... I mean, if it Tailwinds here, it's not going to be pleasant. So that's why I'm going to stop it doing anything for this turn, and I'm going to Sky Drop it. Yeah, nice. I mean, this game has been perfect complement to the last game. Last game was very long and sluggish and well played by my opponent, as I keep on saying. But this game has just been two offensive teams, and I've just made every call right here. The turn 1 has just made this domino effect happen. It's allowed me to play like this. And now Koga's first, Sky Drop, and I'm just going to Dragon Ascent into the Kartana, hoping it knocks it out. I think it should. But, again, worst case scenario is he gets a Tailwind off. But yeah, Dragon Ascent's definitely going to do that. With the critical hit with the Sky Drop. I don't think that critical hit mattered. I'm pretty sure this Dragon Ascent is going to knock it out either way, but this just locks up the game, really. Yeah. And Kyogre Ice Beams. Is that his first damage of the game? It's been very... I would say one-sided, but I mean, obviously it has been, but only because I made the right move turn 1. Like, the funny thing is how one-sided this game was. Any other, I'm just curious how much Wild Charge out of terrain does actually, so I'm just going to go for it. Any other turn 1, if things didn't go as well, so Nature's Madness would have actually been more there. it would have been a completely different game. So it's just nice that this game has been such a quick one after the last one. It's already finishing on like 30 minutes again. So yeah, I don't know. That was a tale of two games, really, wasn't it? So yeah, Rayquaza and Kyogre. Nope, Rayquaza and Coco. That's what I'm trying to say. Making a pretty nice lead there, and yeah, I'm quite satisfied with that game. It's a nice game to follow up from the last one. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and again, please like and subscribe and share my videos, and tell all of your friends you should watch this bald person on YouTube who plays Pokemon and he thinks it's funny, but it's not. so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. So goodbye for now.